Welcome to the IBM C&SI Netcool Impact presentation on the subject of Structured Logging, Tracking Event Processing. Please take a moment to read this disclaimer. This presentation is intended to supplement this tech note on the subject of Structured Logging in Policies. Link in description. One of the first steps is to ensure that the policy logger is reporting sufficient details to enable you to track event processing. In addition to enabling the policy logger to write to file, it is also advisable to enable it to report the SQL being produced by the policies with this option, and the task of identifying which SQL belongs to which policy is made much easier through the use of the Append Policy Name option. Tick all of these in the PolicyLogger Configuration pane. To then utilize structured logging, one would also initially set the highest log level to 3. The style of structured logging I tend to advocate applies prefix values to uniquely identify the event and its position in the policy process. Using two custom variables such as ID and WP, one can set locator values to be reported with each log statement, as shown in this example. ID is a unique record of the event currently undergoing policy processing, and, for our purposes here, serial and state change are most appropriate in the majority of cases. WP is a waypoint, where one names the section of the policy code pertinent to an action or a goal of a series of actions, which also doubles up as a micro-comment to keep the actual lines of comment to a minimum. Combined with the PolicyLogger log level capability, these give us the ability to finally track the progress and path of an event through the policy. To expand upon this example, here is the start of a simple policy that uses event flagging to indicate that the event is being processed and help prevent unwanted multiple reprocessing of the event. Further information regarding this approach will be covered in another presentation. This introduces the utilization of the log level capability of the policy logger. The value applied in the log statement relates to the level to be reported in the policy logger. The use of log levels in the policy logger allows one the ability to dynamically control the log output from a policy without having to edit the policy itself. Log statements of the style log 0, which is equivalent to no log level in the function, in log level terms, which is essentially always log. The higher levels, log 1, log 2, and log 3, give you definable levels of information reporting. PolicyLogger log level 0 would log both A1 and A2. Log level 1 would log A1, A2, and B. And level 2 would log A1, A2, B, and C. And level 3 would log A1, A2, B, C, and D. Revisiting the simple example, the style I tend to employ is to use level 1 for major waypoint marking for process flow through policies, level 2 for further waypoint marking wherever a decision point, value assignment, or action is made, and level 3 for recording values being assigned, being used for data acquisition, and the results of data acquisition. The data output is saved to the log files in these locations, depending on version. And the output is in this format, where date timestamp is the date and time the log message was recorded in the format day, month, year, hours, minutes, seconds, and milliseconds. and policy name is the name of the policy producing this output. And pool thread displays for the event being processed the pool ID and thread ID. Parser log indicates the start of the custom log message consisting of ID and waypoint, and exampling the output of the primary major waypoints, secondary minor waypoints, and tertiary variable reporting messages. One can expand upon this basic concept to provide a standard structure of logging to be included as policies are written and developed. This concludes the IBM C&SI Netcool Impact presentation on the subject of structured logging, tracking event processing. For further information, please visit this TechNote. Link in description.